let's get into some news. You guys, Halo is kind of in shambles. I don't know if you've been trekking this past week, but there have been a lot of rumors this past week that 343 was internally taken off the Halo franchise. Joseph Staten is going back to Xbox Publishing. He is no longer going to be the studio creative director there. And Halo really was in this odd space for the first half of the week, and then closing near the end of the week where, Joseph Staten was leaving as well. And then obviously with Microsoft had a bunch of layoffs, 10,000 in total, I believe, maybe a little bit more, but 343, Bethesda, a lot of Xbox studios were actually impacted by this. But a new development, the latest development as of the 21st, so yesterday, and this is reading from Adam Bankhurst from IGN. It says, amidst rumors that 343 Industries has been taken off of lead development of the Halo franchise, the studio has taken to Twitter to state that it will continue to, quote, develop Halo now and in the future, end quote. 343 Industries studio head Per Hintz, or is it Heinz potentially, shared the message on Twitter saying, quote, Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great, end quote. Cam, what did you make of all this like Halo drama? And then follow-up question to that, what do you think Halo Infinite, like the state of that is? What's the future of Halo Infinite?
Oh man, I wasn't ever in doubt that 343 was going to stay as the developer for that game, for Halo, but I am kind of like, I don't know what's going on now, because there's just like, because they got the change of leadership after Bonnie Ross left, and then the whole thing about they were going to do these self-contained campaigns, and now they're not doing that. They're focusing on the multiplayer, and I feel like that they either don't have the staff equipped to do what they want to do, and that's why it's taking so long for certain things to come up, or there's an obvious leadership issue that needs to be sorted. And like Joseph Staten like leaving 343, that's not a good sign either.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that there needs to be more clarification on what exactly is going on, and why Joseph is leaving. Give us a roadmap of like what they're going to be doing, because like at this point they got Forge out, they got the multiplayer out, and obviously they want to like add more things and content for multiplayer, but what does the single player side look like? Like what are we getting there?
Nothing. The single player was canceled already.
That's I know, but like, is there going to be anything at all? Like, is this game going to be the ongoing evolving game that we were told it's going to be, or are we going to get Halo Infinite 2 in a few years? Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, I personally, I love Halo. I've played every Halo multiple times. I still haven't finished the Infinite campaign. It's not that it was bad. It's just, I felt like, I got a lot of what was offered there, and I was able to like kind of step away and play other things, and I just haven't felt the need to go back, and that sucks. Like, I don't want to feel that way about Halo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that ultimately, I think that they just need to make a statement, whether it be Phil, whether it be whoever the head is now, I forgot, instead of just like hey, Halo's still with us, don't worry. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, what else is going on?
Yeah,
So
I think there needs to be a little bit more clarification. Justin, any thoughts?
Well, I know everyone here at the What the Fun podcast, hearts go out to the 10,000 employees that got laid off. The families of them, for sure. That's sad. But as regards to Halo, we need something. Sure, we played it when it first came out and we were all very into it. There are some people that still play it, but I got burnt out very quickly. Mike, you as well, most likely. And the content of multiplayer just wasn't there. The constant flow of a service game wasn't there. And we all know that. And, only they know why. It could have been because of the engine they were using. It could have been for many things. But if they're not going to let us know or keep the stream going, then they need to start fresh and do something new.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite doesn't have the feedback, doesn't have the draw. Forge mode is great, but it wasn't. Once you lose players, it's hard to gain them back. Cam said it best. He played the campaign, but he felt like he did everything he could. He didn't feel the need to finish it, and he dropped off. And that's the hardest fan to get back, especially when it's a constant burn of bad and just unfulfilling promises. It's hard to get when there's so many other good games back.
And I mean, Halo Infinite's campaign I really loved. I played through it. I think that 343 certainly wasn't built for the live service, sort of style of game. So gonna be tough for them to even get people back into Halo. But I also truly think that a lot of people just didn't give the Infinite campaign a chance. It has such a core, solid and fundamental gameplay loop as well as just the movement of Master Chief being able to sprint and have the grapple shot. Like, it is a fantastic campaign in my opinion. And so yeah, the fact that we might not get any extra single player stuff, it really, really hurts. But I do want to say in defense of 343, I think the multiplayer feels good. I think the multiplayer, the gameplay, the mechanics, the gunplay, it is top notch. Like, this is the best. Yeah. This is the best Halo multiplayer, arguably ever. But at the end of the day, they just weren't built for a live service, and we'll see what happens with Halo. But again, like, that multiplayer suite is just as good now as it was back then. There's just no content for it, and so that's what sucks. So
yeah, I would argue that Halo Infinite is the best feeling shooter, except outside of like Doom.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very, very good.
All right. Speaking of live services, there's a leaked Suicide Squad screen that appeared. It has since been stricken down, so it's no longer circulating the interwebs. But this comes from Logan Plant over from IGN. It was updated on January 22nd. It says, it seems Rocksteady's upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League could feature live service elements, including a store and a battle pass. This information comes from a leaked screenshot of the game 4 months ahead of its release. VGC reports that the leaked image originated on 4chan, and the outlet says it confirmed with its own sources that the image is real. The screenshot shows what looks like the game's main menu, where we can see all 4 playable characters lined up. Now, again, that screenshot is no longer available. I did see it. There is a tab for a battle pass. There is a live service structure, it seems, to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Justin, we have already had our trepidations, especially coming off of Gotham Knights, and now going into this. I had also declared in our group chat that for me, this game is a must-play because it is Kevin Conroy's last appearance as Batman. So that's my mind being set on this game just because of Kevin Conroy. But now, is this live service stuff going to stop me? I mean, maybe. Well, we need to know more about this game. But Justin, your thoughts?
I like it. I'm okay with it. The 4 characters you get to play as, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang, have so many different costumes, especially Harley Quinn. Let's just say Harley Quinn has a buttload of costumes throughout all the comics and shows and movies. And how else are you supposed to unlock them all? Just by collecting stuff in the game? No. Nay. 4 characters. Every month you get new costumes, new weapons, new skills. It sounds right. It fits this gameplay style. 4-player co-op hopefully works well. Not a grind fest like Gotham, hopefully. And that's the difference, really. With Gotham, you grind to beat the game. With this, you're grinding to unlock things that you're going to see with every gameplay. You're going to earn more things, more content. It'll be worth it. I'm okay with it. I'm down.
But that is assuming that the live service stuff isn't infiltrating your single player campaign, and I would argue that there's going to be elements. I mean, there are a ton of currencies that were on that leaked image. There's 3 separate currencies. And how are you going to get those? By playing the single player campaign or playing co-op or something like that. Yes, it does seem, at least from one of the things that I've read, it does seem that most of it is going to be cosmetic in nature, which, yes, that's how I enjoy my battle passes. It needs to be cosmetic in nature. But at the end of the day, like, you mean to tell me that this is Rocksteady, the creators of the Arkham trilogy, and they're implementing live service things into their single player game? I believe, I've said it on this podcast before, I believe that they already have an uphill battle because they're using Suicide Squad instead of another Batman game or instead of an actual Justice League game. And then now adding these wrinkles, it's even more of an uphill battle. Cam, thoughts?
Yeah, I have been cautious about Suicide Squad since we first saw gameplay, because the gameplay didn't look great to me. And like, I love Rocksteady's games. Like, I love the Batman games. I love Batman Arkham City, and Asylum, more particularly. But and this is for a more a bigger issue than just Suicide Squad being live service, but I hate this trend I'm seeing of some of the best developers in video games like focusing on live service titles that have been like known to make these great single player experiences, that these one and like it's like this is what it is. And then they're like, I don't know if it was Rocksteady's choice or if it was like WB saying like, hey, this has to be like this or what, but like Rocksteady like should stick at what they're good at. And especially with how Avengers turned out, which I think Avengers had way more appeal going for them than Suicide Squad.
Oh, 100%.
And how that turned out, I am incredibly worried about this game. And they need to give us the deep dive quick. They need to be like, hey, here's a presentation specifically on this game. That's what that game needs at this point, because I think the reason why we haven't seen a lot of stuff up to this point is because they're worried about this. They're worried about how they were going, like it was going to be received, that this game is a live service game with microtransactions and like, because for me, like after I do that single player, I do not see myself as of right now doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like because and I'm someone who like actually played quite a bit of Avengers. Like I went back and I did the Wakanda, the War for Wakanda stuff. I enjoyed playing as Black Panther, but even the Spider-Man stuff, like when I found out that there was like really no like expansion content for that, I'm like, I'm not going back to play, like I'm not going back for that.
Yeah.
You didn't give me the content I'm looking for. And so like, and then there's just like so many questions, like are they going to add more characters later, and like like just how any of that's going to look is just it's just very big question mark. I'm worried about it. I don't like it in general, because like, we've waited what 8 years for a new Rocksteady game, and this
Yeah.
might be what they're solely working on for the next 5+ years before starting development on another game. No, thank you.
Yeah, especially if
No,
there's
thank
live
you.
service aspects to it, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. No, thank you. I do not. That's not what I want from Rocksteady.
Mhm.
Because I personally would consider Rocksteady, up like leading up to this point, an S tier video game developer.
Oh, for sure.
And
Well, they don't miss.
and yeah, they haven't, and granted, they made 3 somewhat similar games, but like they made like one of the best Batman stories period in Arkham City.
Yeah.
One of the best open world games in Arkham City, like, and like, the combat mechanics have been used in other games, including Spider-Man PS4. Less good in my opinion, but still. And yeah, it's just the video game industry owes a lot to Rocksteady, and they have made so many good games, and this is just so weird, and I'm really upset. I'm really upset.
Well, you did say there's big question marks on everything. The Riddler could make an appearance. He could.
He could.
I'm okay. I have faith in Rocksteady. That's the difference. I think I know they don't miss. This is a multiplayer game. They're trying something. Let them try. If it flops, it flops, and then it's a Halo Infinite, and they come back harder next time. I'm okay.
I would feel more optimistic if we didn't have what we had with Avengers, because like I love Crystal Dynamics. I loved all 3, but specifically like the Crystal Dynamic Tomb Raider games were fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that
underrated.
And so when this happened, when that was announced, I was originally excited. I was like, "Oh, Crystal Dynamics doing Avengers, like hell yeah!" Like that's there's a second one for you. And I was super excited about that. But then it just like, and granted, the story was cool. The Kamala Khan stuff was good, but like the live service stuff was not where it needed to be. So I don't know. Like I think I'm not really worried about the single player stuff about Suicide Squad. I'm more worried about the live service stuff.
100%. Agreed. Rocksteady. We're looking to see something soon. So get on it. Don't crunch though.